Blue Whales. Happy Friday. For those of you who don't know, my name is Miss Want, and at Graham Hill this year, I'm learning how to be a principal. So your teachers and Principal Deese are all helping me learn how to be a good principal. But one of the most important jobs that a principal has is to help students be healthy and happy and successful at school. And who knows about that better than you? So if you see me in the hallway or at recess or in the lunchroom or in your classroom and you have an idea about something that you know would make me a better principal, I would love to hear your ideas. Okay, I get to do the assembly this morning as part of my learning to be a principal. So we're going to start with the Graham Hill way. Ready, set, say. Be safe in my words and actions. Lead and learn with kindness. Uplift myself and others with respect. Engage with love and responsibility. Thank you for doing that. Okay, friends, well, this week has been a special week, and you probably already know that. This week is called Black Lives Matter at School Week. You may have talked about that in your classrooms. You may have read some books that helped you learn about that or talk about that. You may have already known lots about this before this week at school. So today we're going to read a book together called When We Say Black Lives Matter. It looks like this. This is a nonfiction book, so the author's trying to tell us, teach us about things that are new and true, facts. So when we read, we'll be listening for things that the author is trying to teach us. This book is written and illustrated by Maxine Beneba Clark. She's the author and the illustrator. She created the words and the art and the pictures in this book. Before we read, I want to do a couple things. The first is, I want you to think just quietly to yourself in your brain, if you've ever heard the words Black Lives Matter before, where you heard that, who said it, and what you think it meant when you heard those words. I'll give you a second to think about that. Thank you for doing that. Thinking about that will help you understand the book better. There's also a word that I want you to know before we read. That word is radiant. You can say it with me, radiant. Let's clap the syllables in that word. Ready, clap. Radiant. Let's tap that word. Radiant. Let's count that word. Radiant. That word has 3 syllables. Radiant means bright and powerful and beautiful. So when you hear that word in the book, you'll know what that means. The last thing I want to do before we read is to tell you what I'm going to ask you at the end, so you can be thinking about it while we're reading. When we get to the end of this book, I'm going to ask you why people say Black Lives Matter. This book is going to teach us some of the reasons that people might say that. So listen for those reasons as we read. And at the end, I'll ask you to share with someone close to you, or maybe share to the whole class in your classroom, why you think people say Black Lives Matter. All right, this book is called When We Say Black Lives Matter. Little one. When we say Black Lives Matter, we're saying Black people are wonderful strong. That we deserve to be treated with basic respect, and that history's done us wrong. Little love, when we call out Black Lives Matter, we're saying walk with us, raise your voice. Tenor, baritone, alto, soprano will make a jazz howl of a noise. When we scream out Black Lives Matter and we march against falling night, we're saying enough is enough is enough, and we need to put things right. Darling, when we sing that Black Lives Matter and we're dancing through the streets, we're saying fear will not destroy our joy. defiance in our feet. When we whisper Black Lives Matter, we're remembering the past, all the terrible things that were said and done. We're saying they trouble our hearts. When we sob that Black Lives Matter, we're saying trouble still stalks to this day. That we've seen it, monster in the shadows, and must all help drive it away. My sweet, when we bellow Black Lives Matter, we're saying, ain't no freedom till we get ours. And all Black folk still suffering will stand with you, we vow. When we smile Black Lives Matter, we're raising our spirits high. We're saying we are here and we are enough. Black, beautiful, brave, my child. When we laugh that Black Lives Matter, that's the ancestors inside. A thundering on djembe drums and guiding us steady to rise. When we know that Black Lives Matter, then darling, we know our worth, that we are as precious as every soul whose story has journeyed the earth. We see you, Black Child Magic, your radiant black shine. There's that word, radiant. I remember it means bright and powerful and beautiful. We hear your Black Lives Matter, and we know we'll be all right. The end. So remember, this is a nonfiction book, which means it's trying to teach us. Specifically, this author is trying to teach us why people might say Black Lives Matter. I told you that was going to be my good reader question. Today, I want you to think about, why did the author say that some people say Black Lives Matter? What were some of those reasons that people say those words? You can turn to someone close to you, or maybe your teacher is going to call on some friends to share for the whole group. Why do some people say Black Lives Matter? What were some of the reasons the author said? Thank you so much for sharing. I bet you had lots of great ideas. One of my favorite ways was this first one. When we say Black Lives Matter, we're saying Black people are wonderful, strong. I know that that's one of the reasons that people say Black Lives Matter. All right, friends, thank you for reading that with me. Today I have a bit of a game for you. I'm gonna call it Word of the Week. So I am thinking of a secret word, and I'm gonna give you some clues to see if you can guess that word. My first clue to you is that this word starts with a B. I'll put that on my board. The first letter in my word is a B. It makes the B sound. I have 2 more clues for you. The second clue is that this word only has 1 syllable. Now you know it starts with a B and only has 1 syllable. My last clue for you is that the last sound that you hear in this word is the V sound. So now you know it starts with a B, it's only 1 syllable, and the last sound that you can hear in the word is the sound V. Maybe you know what my word is. My word is this word, brave. Brave, you might already know, is a word that means when something feels a little bit scary or difficult or challenging, brave means you keep going anyway, even when it's scary or difficult. So today, I want to share with you a hero, someone who was really, really brave. And the reason that he was brave is that he always said that Black Lives Matter. He always said that no matter the color of someone's skin or their race or anything about them, that they were still really important and that everybody is important and powerful and beautiful. That person, our hero, is someone you may have heard of. His name was Martin Luther King Jr. And here is a picture of him. I notice in this picture that he is marching with lots of different people. So I know that something that was really important to him was that he collaborated. He worked with lots of people. And again, I know that one of the things about him was that he was really brave. He always said what he believed was right, even when it felt really hard or difficult. Even when it was a little bit scary, he still said what he knew was right. So the word of the week this week is brave. And I want to see if there's any times this week that something feels a little scary to you, or a little bit hard, or a little bit difficult or challenging or new, and you do it anyway. You're brave. You do it even when it feels those ways. The last thing we're going to do together is say our I am powerful together. Are you ready? Ready, set, say. I am powerful. I am important. I am determined. I am resilient. I am kind. And I am amazing, just the way I am. Thank you so much, Blue Whales. I hope you have a great Friday. I'll see you soon.